And for those who survived this terrible tragedy, this is a traumatic experience that could have long-standing effects. Co-workers lost friends, families lost loved ones. The grieving process can be grueling and painful. There is an organization in town offering counseling and grief groups for children who have lost loved ones. WRTV's Marc Mullins spoke with one local organization whose aim is to help people cope and process that pain.
Yeah, that's right, Amanda. It's called Brooks Place, and it's actually been around for 22 years in our area. It started as a resource to help children who have lost a parent or a relative. Brooks Place today still focuses on children in their grief process, but it also provides resources and support to corporations and the people who work for them in times of need. I spoke with the executive director late this afternoon about last night's incident at FedEx and asked her for advice that we can all learn from.
When you heard about the news of this tragedy that we just experienced overnight here at FedEx, what was the first thing, what comes through your mind?
So heartbroken for the families, for everybody, for the employees that were there, that witnessed it, the employees that were involved, that know these individuals that died in this tragic accident. For me, it always goes back to the families and thinking about the loved ones who are left behind to deal with this trauma. Many times there are children who are involved in this. And as we say at Brooks Place, if you're old enough to love, you're old enough to grieve. So thinking about how we as an organization and as a community can really embrace and provide support for these children and these families as they are dealing with this very difficult loss.
And let's talk a little bit about that. What are the first steps here? You know, how can those employees and those managers that work there help each other out now in these early stages?
Absolutely. There are several things that employers and employees, coworkers can do. One is to provide individual support for those coworkers and for family members that lost a loved one in that horrific event. And part of it is by allowing those individuals to talk openly about the loss, to speak the name of the loved one, to share memories, to share stories, and to provide an opportunity for them to communicate and to share to the extent that they want to. Providing team support, running errands for them, doing work tasks for them that might make it easier for them, or as a company getting together and offering to, for instance, pay for lawn care for 3 or 6 months for that family, or delivery of food services or other support that they might need. And to know that whatever you offer, it's okay if that person turns it down at that time. Just offer what you're comfortable offering in ways of support. And it's okay if that's not at the right time for them.
Sometimes those simple things go a long way.
Absolutely.
Many people overlook the need and the importance of grieving, and they store away the grief. Why is it so important to really just be in the moment when you are going through it? Be in the moment when it's here.
Everybody grieves very differently. At Brooks Place, we talk about grief, and it comes in waves and bursts, particularly for children who grieve very differently than adults. And so giving that person the opportunity to grieve in a way, in a space that's good for them, to know that we are with them where they're grieving, both physically and emotionally, and not to expect somebody to be at a certain stage or a certain part of their grief, because it's very individualized. And someone can be really having a good day, and there can be anything that might trigger a grief burst. It could be a song, it could be a memory, it could be passing something on a road. So giving people really the space to let them know that they're not alone and you're there for them when they need the help, but to give them that opportunity to do it at the time and place for them.
Though Brooks Place focuses on children, the organization does provide support for companies that want to educate their employees on how to best support their coworkers or employees. For more information on that and to see a list of resources, just log on to brooksplace.org.